All right, welcome to another Persona 5 mental health moment. Really awesome stream going on today. This is Dr. Kaufman, if you know me from the classroom, Dr. Gameology, if you're checking in from Twitch and game streaming. So let's go, mental health moment. Today during the chat, we started talking about reality and the nature of truth and how some people look at truth in a way that really is just my way or the highway. So there's this idea that my understanding of things becomes true and it should be true for you, and there's no other perspective that can be accepted. And there are some things that are in fact true. For example, gravity. If you jump off of something that's very high, you will splat and your life will not continue. So that is true. But then there's other things that are more ideological in nature. And the way that society is interacting with these moments right now is not very graceful. And the reason that is people cannot possibly know everything there is to know from a perspective of truth. Only one being can do that, and that being most societies call God. So we have to accept that because of our human nature, our understanding and our potential for knowing things is limited to the language we use and the concepts that we are actually aware of at the time. If you're not aware of a concept, someone else using that concept to explain something doesn't lead to truth, it leads to confusion. So when we're talking with another person, and this could be a professional conversation or it could be just a friendly or peer-based conversation, it's important to have humility and curiosity. The goal of talking with another person isn't to convert them into being another copy of you. The goal really is to connect and form something that's powerful. Finding a meaning that can be shared and enjoyed by both people. That doesn't mean they agree, okay? Agreement and sharing in a meaning are not the same thing, and I know this is a really abstract concept. But what I'm seeing in society, on the news and on social media, and even in some conversations where people are afraid to just say what they think to me, this puzzles me because I'm always interested in what do you believe, what do you see, how do you explain this from your point of view, because your point of view, even if we're in the same room looking at the same thing, is different than my point of view, and I can learn from your interpretation of a thing. And we are missing that. For example, there are people who love The Last Jedi and people who love The Rise of Skywalker and people who think The Force Awakens is a great thing to add to the saga of Star Wars, and people who disagree on that. So that's our fandom connection here. And I think it's safe because ultimately a work of fiction doesn't matter. But mythology, which is something Star Wars transcends the concept of fiction and moves into modern myth, those do matter. Those explain the lens through which we see the world every bit as much as a religion can. And so the way that our brains use myth and curiosity and wonder and religion and spirituality, it all is going towards meaning, rejoining with the force that created us. And if we're so busy trying to turn everyone into copies of us, then we're missing that point. So that is a very abstract, existential level mental health moment for us today. But as you all continue the journey, I would just ask you to work on becoming comfortable with points of view that you may not hold, but at least have the curiosity to understand why they exist and be a force for good in the lives of those people, rather than just another stumbling block, hindrance, or difficulty. We can make the world better if we approach everyone like they're valuable, even if their perspective isn't the same as ours. That's my message today from Persona 5 and my wonderful chat room. This is what we were talking about the whole stream. So please remember as much of that as you can as you move forward today and continue your journey. Thanks everyone. Let's go back to the end of my Persona 5 stream.